here today, whether you're watching this on Twitch or YouTube, welcome to the Adventures of the Shiny Boys, Session 31, Part 2. That's right, Part 2, because last time round, Discord decided to say no. The producers decided to put a stop to our show just a little bit, but we had a petition on Indiegogo and got ourselves a second season. So we're back, everybody.
Woo.
Thanks for all your
seasons
support.
in a movie.
It's gonna be good. Would you like to roll for a recap for the last 30-minute session?
Natural 20.
Wow.
Honestly, all I can remember from last session was how much of a disaster it was.
That's like...
In the best way.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty much the entire session, realistically. I would like the number closest to 17.
That was
me.
natural 20. Oh,
I got
2.
I rolled a
7.
Nice. Alright. The core cap.
Cool. We were in the library, having a chat, and then Baron did a poop prank on Tamar, and Tamar stormed outside, and then came back in with some goading, and now they're going to throw down, and that's basically all I can remember.
That was
literally,
it.
that's what happened.
That was the
Basically,
entire session for the most part. I think as far as any somewhat important events, aside from like locations being very vaguely talked about, you found out that Peaches the Librarian is heading over to, or is packing in order to head to the windmill place further down. That's kind of it, I think. You guys got a map, or Jade specifically did. A very worn down one. Seems like it's of the water plane. And really, that's kind of it. There wasn't a whole lot that happened, and then Discord was like, no. And then we came to a stop. So we're going to resume right from there as Tamar reels back, getting ready to throw punches. We're getting back into initiative order. I'll remind everybody what their initiative is because we rolled it last time round, but we cut off right before we got into anything. So the order is going to be as follows. First in the initiative order, I'll just read it all out first, and then we'll actually get into combat, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be Core first, Baron second, Tamar third, Jade fourth, and Verdridi fifth. And there isn't anybody else aside from all of you that have entered the initiative. Peaches is just watching from afar. Avros is laughing his head off on the side because he's
What about
taking it all in.
Tiki, my sidekick?
That's an actual cannonball bird.
Actual cannonball bird. They have not entered the initiative order, unfortunately. Tiki and Esmeralda are outside of the initiative. I don't even remember where you guys left them.
They're pacifists.
They're still with us.
Melon birds
We
are
just
They're still with you.
Yeah.
They're in the library as well as a tied up horse.
they're eating seeds.
Pacifist melon birds.
Sapphire Man is still there as well.
They're protesting the war.
They are.
They refuse
Yeah.
their call to conscription.
Can you imagine?
Allow them. They are not traitors, nor are they cowards.
I mean, I stand
They
on
are
the side
simply birds.
of the
I
melon.
don't know where this is coming from.
But okay,
I'm
with
possessed
that,
by the gummy shark energy.
I think we'll just get into unless there's anything. Well, there's nothing really we can do because we're getting into initiative. Core, would you like to take it away? What would you like to do on your turn of initiative?
So I'd like to use my free action to just say to Baron, if you kill Tamar, I will kill you, and then I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on Baron.
What does that do?
It's a dex save.
Oh, okay.
What? I didn't start anything.
It's not going to do
Tamar's-
damage to you. It's not going to do damage, don't
It
worry.
makes you just look pretty.
It's a fairy. It's wonderful.
This is gonna be a
Sorry.
wild session.
I'm excited.
It's a dex save.
Okay. I got 17.
Okay, so you do save, but you are outlined in. I'm going to choose violet light.
Okay.
Yeah.
So am I?
Yeah.
Do I turn purple or something?
Yeah, you're like
You
glowing.
look like an e-boy's bedroom.
Okay.
I like
Essentially.
that. That's.
You like
But
Paul's
Baron
bedroom.
likes the color green, so this is not his aesthetic. He's not happy.
Alright, Baron is glowing an unusual color for himself.
I don't know what to do.
Core, if there's
Baron.
nothing...
Yeah, you do.
I'd like to take my movement to just moonwalk away.
Moonwalk away? Alright, you moonwalk away as many feet as you like. How
Say
far?
20 feet.
20 feet? Okay, you are on the opposite side of the library almost. From Baron. It's a small area. You guys are managing to fit in there. with that, if there's nothing else, Cora, that you'd like to do after moving away, shuffling in a stylistic fashion away from Baron. Baron, what would you like to do on your turn of initiative order?
Baron first looks confusedly. He's like, "Why am I Violet from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?" And then suddenly he senses Tamar's impending. Fuck! I forgot what I was gonna say. Anyway,
I personally call it.
Impending fuck.
He looks like he's about to attack me.
Yes,
So
that is. You can ascertain that.
Impending. Oh no.
I decide to cast hideous laughter on Tamar.
Is that a save?
That's a whiz save.
Oh no. His wisdom is bad! It's his second lowest stat outside of charisma. Alright, wisdom save. Oh, it's really good! It's a +0, but it's 18 on the dice. He mad, and he ain't taking any shit
And he
right
goes,
now.
Nothing's funny to him right now.
and then wait,
It's
wait,
okay.
sorry. Let me see if I can do any other like funny shit.
Stab him. That's funny.
And I pull out my viol and start strumming it like a guitar.
It's like Road to El Dorado, just
Like, hello, hello.
I will let you pull it out on this turn, but after having your action, it's going to take another action next turn before you Eldorado.
Fine. I pull it out and like
prepare to El Dorado.
this.
Firmly grasp it.
Firmly.
I would like to prepare an Eldorado.
Okay, with that, if there's nothing else you'd like to do, it's going to be Tamar's turn. And Tamar ain't looking too pleased. He looking pretty mad. He is going to attempt to strike you. Specifically with no arms. Well, it's an unarmed strike, but he has arms. He's using them to strike you, but it doesn't have like arms. As in like,
Bitch
you know.
slap Baron.
So he's going to. Does this just hit? No, I need to roll to
You have
hit.
to roll to hit.
I'm a dummy. I misread that. So does does a 20 hit you?
No, of course not. My armor class is 25,
Oh.
dude.
Of course, yeah. He misses you drastically with a fairly well-timed punch. Is your armor class actually 25, right?
No, of course not.
Oh,
Okay.
Thomas.
Yeah, it hits.
Baron's character sheet. Alright, look, the producers just messaged me. They said that you are lying out of your teeth. And that is going to be... I scrolled past it. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. It's going to be 4 points of bludgeoning damage right to the shoulder as he
Yeah, wait.
takes one swing at you.
A friendly bruise amongst men.
Baron!
As a wait,
Like,
fuck, never mind.
that was
Don't
perfect
worry.
duration as well.
Oh my god. This is chaos. I think I might actually need to hold Tamar back.
Okay, and with that, he's gonna end his turn. And next to the initiative, it's gonna be Jade. What would you like to do? You are there looking at this man, Baron, having taken just a not so pretty punch to the pretty torso.
How much damage
Always
did it?
roaring with laughter.
4.
Finds it hilarious.
And no, Baron does a dramatic like fall, like ah.
It did four bludgeoning damage.
Okay. I will.
What would Jade do?
What would WWG do?
What would Jade do?
Yeah, what would Jade do?
I think that he's going to hold his action in. No, that's not what he can't really do that. He's gonna try. He's gonna help Baron up. Pull Baron to his
Aw.
feet. If you're going to be hit, at least be on your feet. And then I pull him up. And then I walk away and don't do anything to intercept the fight. So you are standing. And that's all.
So it's very
Just
referee-like of
punching
you.
bag.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, with that out of the way, there's nothing else you'd like to do in your turn. Retreat, it is your turn. With healer initiative, you are lost in the order. What would you like to do?
I would like to go sit by Baron and not Baron. Oh my god, Jade and Core, off on the sidelines
Yeah.
and just kind of enjoy the show until it looks like things are.
I'm chilling.
Until it looks like Queenie might need to reroll a character, or Thomas might need to come up with a new NPC. Either one of those situations.
Yeah, until things look a little bit more dire. Tricky's just gonna
Sure.
let this happen.
That fireball looks like it's calling to me.
If you fireball tomorrow, fireball.
the library.
That'd be so fun from a DM's point of view. But is that all
It
you'd
would
like
be
to do?
fun, but
It
at
would.
what cost? At what cost, Thomas?
Probably the cost of the library. You know, that would probably burn down in a fireball, to be honest. So
Think of Alexandria. Think of Alexandria, Thomas.
all the lost tomes.
Do you want this?
We all know those are actually stored in the Vatican. No, okay, it's fine.
I love a conspiracy theory, but that hurt my ears.
I'm sorry. No more conspiracy theory inside of your ear canals.
Oh,
With that,
How did that get worse?
yeah, I know. Ear canal.
Yeah.
with that
Go
out
on,
of the way, this is just an interesting session. All right, we're getting into some strange territory.
We
Core,
truly are.
what would you like to do? Back at the top of the initiative order. You've seen what's transpired. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna roll a dice to make my decision again. Alright. Core just wants to cause as much chaos as he possibly can. So he's looking between Baron and Tamar. He's like, looks at Tamar, cast levitate.
Cast levitate. He starts floating.
Yeah. Do you want to save it though? If he tries to save it, it's con save.
Con save? I guess he will try to. Constitution save, alright, let's see. Not quite as good, but maybe. His constitution is not as bad, the modifier. Oh, he's proficient as well. That is 18.
Oh yeah. Nothing happens.
Okay, Baron, with his viol in the air, he's like, "Behold!" And he casts hideous laughter again.
Okay, wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
Alright, it is a worse stat, so he needs to roll really well again. If he wants to save. And that is a natural one.
Oh, yeah.
Second time.
Oh yeah. Now you have to. A creature.
Baron!
Yes, you have become incapacitated, and you're not able to stand up.
He falls over in a fit of...
And you go, "Nyah!" Yeah.
fit of laughter.
And then, as my bonus action, can I start strumming my viol?
It's funny.
Sure.
Yeah, and go, alas, he lies. What's your name again?
Oh, what are you gonna
Tamar.
say?
Sorry, that was Queenie. I was like,
Killed
I forgot his name.
Which NPC is this?
Tamar.
To be
me.
fair-
NPCs
I
is
do.
this?
To be fair, there are a lot of NPCs you could have mistaken Tamar for, so I understand. We do have Tiki in the corner and Sapphire Man, both very similar NPCs. Tamar
I don't
could
know
have been
why.
the same
I
breed.
was thinking. I thought his name was Yamar for some
Yama.
reason, and I was like, I don't think that's right.
That ain't it.
Yeah.
Cute Leia
And then-
loops.
Thanks, I'm a Swedish lady now. Oh my god!
They're whacking the microphone.
That was great! I'm sorry, hang on. I got so much joy from that. Okay,
Nice.
that's all. So, yeah.
Writing up a quick review on Yelp. Would not recommend Shiny Boys.
No!
And then, sorry, as I sing
Uh-huh.
with my beautiful voice, I bestow upon myself an inspiration die.
Can you do that with a bonus action?
Yeah.
Yeah, inspiration is
Oh,
amazing.
okay. Easy.
So it's like a self high five.
I love it. Okay.
Good job, me.
Yeah! Alright, so you bestow upon yourself an inspiration die as you begin strumming. And you know what? I'm gonna get you to roll a performance check for me. I want to see how charismatic your performance is! How are the
Okay.
masses responding to this wonderful performance before their very eyes and ears?
You know what? It might be the best performance Baron has ever had because it is a natural 20.
Oh
Oh
shoot!
wow. Oh fuck.
Might just be the best performance I've ever had.
That's kind of hilarious.
Through the vitriolic laughter, you sense a sort of like almost admiring gaze of your musical prowess, Baron, in Tamara's eyes as he laughs his head off on the floor. Aros is kind of staring in shock at what's going on, but he seems to be having a good time as well. Also joining in on the laughter, although voluntarily. But with that, who's next in the order? It's going to be the man himself. Alright, so do I have to roll to save? How does this work?
Yeah.
Yes. At the end of each turn, you have to continue your wisdom throw.
Alright, let's throw a die and see if our wisdom saves. It's not as good, but it's better than the net one. It's a 13.
Keep laughing.
He rolls around. He's ruffling IRL. Pretty crazy. As I guess there's nothing else you can do, so Tamara's just rolling around laughing enthusiastically as we move to Jade in the order. What would you like to do? You are witnessing this catastrophe take place. What would you like to do?
Just for fun, I'm gonna grapple Baron.
What?
Just for fun.
Okay, let's go.
Fun.
You need to make me one of the either athletics or acrobatics checks against my strength.
Let's have a
I
look.
rolled
21?
14. You win.
Alright. Jade
You slip between
attempting
my grasp.
to grasp Baron. Baron being the slippery snail that he is, slithers out from under you.
Okay, hang on a second. Let's see if there's something else I can do for fun again.
That's not fun.
It's fun
It is
for
fun.
me.
I like it. I think it's pretty fun.
Everything is fun.
This is DM approved
I
fun.
want to. Me knowing there's very little I can do. Okay. Here is the thing. I can't do anything. So what I would like to do is, with my unarmed strike bonus attack, I'm gonna do a I'm not gonna do any damage. It's like one of those ones where you can just pull the damage. Just to I'm just gonna poke him. Just a couple of times. Just poke him. That's the fun.
Poking Baron.
Baron, yeah.
But what did I do to you?
I don't know.
Everything.
This is not Jade. This is out of character. This is not in character.
Jade is
I don't
allowed to
know.
have fun.
Jade was pretty like irritated
Yeah.
with Baron like 1 or 2 sessions ago about the
Yeah.
horse. So
This is facts.
True.
I finally have a chance to poke him without repercussions, as far as I'm aware. So I'm just gonna poke him.
Without repercussions,
That's
as far
it.
as I'm aware. Guess we'll have to find out in
I
initiative
don't
order.
know, I just
Baron
and
fight
it doesn't do anything. You barely even feel it, and then I just like sort of go back and sit with Treaty because I had to get up to do this and then go back and sit
They
down.
came back.
Just go
After you return back
slips
to
out, poke,
Verdridi.
come back, sit down.
Speaking of, as you go back down to Verdridi, is there anything you'd like to do in your turn of initiative order?
okay, here's what I've got, which is, did we take any of the wine from Avros's house?
Did you? I don't remember you guys taking any, but maybe my memories fails me. Core, did you take any wine?
I didn't.
I'm imagining Avros has like a water skin of wine.
He might.
That's fair. I feel like she's just gonna call Avros over to just enjoy the giggle puddle of watching this shenanigans unfold. She doesn't really have anything to do yet.
As you beckon him over, he will come join the party. I'm going to put him into initiative, actually. We'll put him into initiative order. We'll put him at the very end.
Who is Avros supporting?
And he will
Okay,
go
guys.
in the next round.
Hey, Aelin, nice.
Yeah.
And with that, we move back to the top. Core. it is your move. Avros has joined the party. What would you like to do?
Okay, I would like to sit down on Avros like it's my own personal couch, point at Baron, estimate between him and Tamar, and I'm going to cast Stinking Cloud.
Oh my god. Would you like
Baron and Tamar, could you make con saves?
Con saves? Holy moly. This is gonna be like a prank. Like, make it smell kind of funky, but con saves. Holy moly.
I got 17.
Okay.
Do I
You're still
roll with
surrounded by it.
disadvantage?
Did I save or not?
You did save, but it doesn't do any damage. It's more funny when you fail, so I want to see if Tamar fails.
If I'm incapacitated, do I roll saving throws with disadvantage?
It's a con save.
But he's incapacitated.
That's what I'm wondering.
He's prone.
But that's
No,
strength
prone and
and dex,
incapacitated
I
are
think
two
it
different
is.
things.
Those are different states,
No.
yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
it
I
says
think
both. When I
Oh,
cast it.
incapacitated and prone.
yeah.
It says become.
It just says you can't take
for
actions or
prone-
reactions.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
prone, becoming incapacitated.
Yep, so those are two different effects. When you fall prone, it only means that you have to get up and then prone is ended because it takes half your movement. But because he's incapacitated, he can't take actions or reactions, so it probably would make sense if the DM ruled it that they probably couldn't take their movement either, even though that isn't technically specified and he could technically move if he wanted to. But that's up to the DM. But incapacitated means they can't take actions or reactions. It doesn't have any impact on saves.
Alright, in that case, con save away. Ah, this is the it's a nat one.
Is he stinky? Oh, he's stinky.
Oh. He can spend his next action retching and reeling.
He can. I love that it's an option. Like, I wonder if I should.
If he can't even take the action, though.
Now that I've gained the ability to be disgusted by this stinky
Just will
cloud,
be doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
he might opt. You know what? He may elect to do that actually on his next turn.
Oh,
right.
God.
You stink up the library. And we move to Baron. Baron, you're not feeling the haze as much.
But can I do a perception check to see if I can smell it very stinkily?
Yes.
Okay.
You can.
I don't know why I said that.
Go for it. Roll a perception.
16.
You
Do I
s-
perceive it?
You smell it. It smells bad. You can also, if you would like to, retch and feel.
No, I would not like to retch. I go, pooey. And I turn to Tamar. I'm like, turns out I shouldn't have played that prank after all. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy. As I walk away and attempt to not initiate anymore.
So you're dropping the laughter spell?
No, I'm just gonna walk away.
Oh, so you're staying in initiative.
Where
You're just
to?
walking further away.
I'm like, can someone please clean this man up?
But
I
you're
feel like-
casting.
Drop the spell.
I feel like
So you walk 30 feet away
he did a poo poo.
Can somebody clean this man up? Let me just keep casting wretched laughter.
He punched me first,
He did. It's true.
and Jay tried to grapple me. So, you're lucky I didn't try anything back. But
I want to see this fight.
Jade is like, I think we can both agree that this was getting a bit out of hand.
I didn't do anything.
It was happening out of initiative.
I literally didn't do anything. Okay. Anyway, can someone please take this man to a toilet? I feel like he needs to take a poo poo.
What, to rub off the shit you put on his hand?
No, I suddenly smelt something very stinky coming from that direction, and I feel like he needs to go to the bathroom. Please.
I don't think
Peaches,
anybody moves!
Peaches points in the direction of the bathroom.
Yeah. Like somebody. I don't want to because I'm scared.
I'm scared. As
I
you
don't
are
know how to
frightened.
react.
Okay,
Jade
we'll
is just staring into the middle distance with like a vacant look on his eyes, a vague twitch in his pupils.
You know how in anime shows and like Mahou Shoujo anime they have like transformation scenes that happen like instantaneously, but they clearly take time, like in the show. We'll say this is one of those things where this happened as just a free action interaction between the two of you in initiative as we move to Tamara's turn.
This is
Yeah,
our magical
that's
girl
my action.
transformation.
So he's gonna attempt to wisdom save. He will be disgusted on his turn, but let's see if he's doing it while laughing or if he's gonna be able to get up at least.
Oh.
And with a 2 on the die, he will not be getting up. He will be laughing in absolute agony and disgust at the
You
smell.
have to roleplay it.
Also, if Baron doesn't drop the spell, Dritty will do something this time.
What? He's attacking me. So I don't
He's
He attacked me.
laughing to death in a poop cloud, is what he's doing.
Yeah.
There's like incapacitated man on the floor laughing, but he's attacking me.
Who's it talking?
He attacked me.
He did, that's true, he did.
You put poop on his hand.
Because he pinched me.
When did he? Wait. When did
He pinched. Tamar started it.
Did he?
What?
I don't remember
He
him
did.
pinching you.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
said
remember
when he pulled me up, he pinched me.
He
On the
squeezed
hand.
your hand firmly.
Yeah.
Oh, like that. I was thinking he went like.
Yeah. No, he went like.
Did you? Oh, like you're thinking of like a pincer.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, like.
In that case, yeah, he kind of did. He wasn't
He
being.
started it.
He was not being very gentle at all, and that is true. But your actions are your own. Whatever the justification, as are Tamar's. Right or wrong,
It's
morally
funny,
grey.
damaging.
It's all very There's we're just gonna move an initiative to Jade. How would you like to proceed with your turn? You look in bewilderment as Tamar continues to writhe on the floor, with Baron seemingly attempting to alleviate himself from the fight whilst not relinquishing control of the spell upon Tamar. What would you like to do?
Please release the spell upon Tamar.
The end.
The end.
The end.
Thanks, guys. That was a wonderful session. That was a wonderful campaign, Shiny Boys.
Cool.
Campaign 1 done. We did a good job. Okay, next, is that what you want to do?
If he doesn't, I want to hold my action to grapple him again if he doesn't release the hold on Tamar.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll let you talk and hold your action. If Baron
It's a
does,
free action.
It is.
Talking a free action.
it is. Depending on how much you say, and if I just decide that you guys can just talk a bunch, and I'm just like, it's a free action, that's all good. Which I most likely will because I just like the banter. So with that, we move to the final person in the the second last person in initiative order. It's Verdridi. What would you like to do on this fine, lovely day?
Okay. Also, I believe it is a free action to end a spell. So if Baron ends the spell, Dritty won't do anything. However, if Baron doesn't end the spell, Dritty will.
my turn.
It's a free action to end a spell, so you can end it at any time.
Can I end it at anyone's turn? Okay.
Yeah.
Unless the spell says otherwise. If it says you have to
Yeah.
end it via bonus action, I know that sometimes comes up, but otherwise, it's
Yeah.
Yeah, I checked it.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
it should be
okay.
Yeah, it's
fine.
just dropping concentration.
Yeah.
It's been anytime like Baron loses concentration on his spell.
Are you gonna say that to Baron?
Baron,
Well, Jade already
Jade
said
has already
it.
said, please end your
Oh.
spell
And
in hopes
that
that you would end it so that he could then.
Can someone make sure he doesn't punch me again? If I end it.
I have no control over the situation.
There, I feel like I've said too much for a free action.
I'll let anybody nod
Okay,
in
can I
response
then,
if you'd like to.
Okay. If we're retconning that he replied to what I said, can I then use my action instead of
He's
holding?
replying on his turn.
I'm gonna be
Baron? It's not Baron's turn.
Vedridi's turn.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh
Sorry,
yeah.
hang on. No, I got. Sorry.
I got
But I was
confused.
rewinding it
The
back.
impression I had was that Baron wanted to walk it back because he didn't realize he could do a free action to end the
Yeah,
spell.
I didn't know.
Oh, okay, yeah. We can roll it back to when you asked.
When I said,
Yeah.
To when I said end the spell.
Okay, so we can roll it back to when
Okay.
you said that, Baron.
Yeah.
Are we gonna do anything?
Yeah, Baron says, but you need to make sure it doesn't punch me.
Okay, and because talking was a free action, I can then go and use my action to do something.
Sure.
Perhaps. Okay, cool. I will go to Tamar and, like the paperweight that I am, I'm just going to just lie on top of him in a comfortable grapple.
Alright, you lie down in the direct vicinity of the stench cloud, and you feel it pierce your nostrils as you lie down on top of him.
I don't care. What's the save again? Is it con save?
Oh, does it stay? Is it like an area of effect spell? That sounds cool, actually. I was just gonna say that you smell it, but I don't know if it, like, causes you to actually, like...
Okay, well, I'll roll if I need to roll, but I would like to at least roll a grapple if I need to. For sure.
This depends on whether or not Baron has dropped the spell.
Well, no, because he would be prone, as with the laughter, it means actually he would have disadvantage.
Oh, like that.
on the grapple check. Yeah,
He'll be prone no matter what, but is he still incapacitated?
yeah, but it doesn't
not-
matter at this point. It doesn't matter at this point because
He's
I'm
not going to resist
grappling him
regardless.
regardless.
Yeah.
Okay, well, and then I will just grapple him.
Right.
Yay!
Alright, you grapple him.
Okay.
You are in the stink cloud. Core, does
I dropped the stink cloud.
Oh, okay.
I
Yay.
dropped it.
You
Okay.
feel a smelly residue, but it is mostly dissipated.
I dropped the spell.
Okay, I clench one over Tamar just in case.
He seems like he's just lying down motionless at this point. Not resisting at all. He's just lying down. He's no longer laughing. He's just staring at the ceiling
Oh.
in a sort of existential gaze, as if questioning his life choices up to this point. And we'll move to the next person in the initiative. Avros. He's going to take his turn to laugh hysterically as an action because of how hysterically he's laughing. But then look over concerned. He's going to check to see how you guys are doing. And we're going to move to the top of the initiative. And Core, is there anything you'd like to
Vidriti
do?
didn't have her go.
Oh wait, Vidriti, yeah. I missed this up twice. Vidriti.
She's just gonna use Druidcraft to create a small gust, like a small puff of wind that blows away the remaining smell.
Beautiful.
It goes right out the window, and it's now smelling once again like an oak library. Welcome back, everybody, to the smells that you were here for, that you signed up for when you entered this location. It's now smelling nice and papery.
Paper.
And if there's nothing else you'd like to do, after Avros has his giggle and his gaggle, it's your turn, Core. You're at top of the initiative.
Oh, we're still doing it. Okay, cool.
Unless you'd
I
like to
would
drop
like
out
to-
of initiative, it's up to you.
No, I would like to walk over to Tamar and crouch down beside him and just go, Can I do one thing? Can you allow me to do this?
He looks at you and doesn't say anything.
I'll take it as a yes. I'd like to cast a spell on him. It's going to be a con save if he does resist. It is not a harmful spell.
He's not resisting anything right now, and I guess he trusts
Okay.
you.
Cool. I'm going to reduce his size to 1/8, and I'm just going to pick him up and pat his head. I do this. Poor baby. Doesn't
He-
even know APCs.
Oh my god.
He just slumps over you. His teeny weeny body. He's become a tiny buddy. And you have a tiny Tamar.
I've just like got him on my hip and I'm like, this was great. Amazing.
And if there's nothing else anybody would like to do, then we can do one full round going all the way through. If anybody would like to take any actions in initiative order, you can exit initiative in that case.
I would like to walk over to Tiny Tamar and be like, there. I forgive you for punching me. And pat his head as well.
I should have punched you twice.
It's so cute.
That was in character as well.
He squeaks out at you. He is small. He's garden gnome sized.
Is the It's not the best thing I've ever done. I'm blown away at my own skill right now.
I'm conflicted inside.
You are quite adorable, Tamar.
No, I don't want to be adorable. Why do I sound like this? Core, what have you done to me?
I just made you suit your personality more.
I'm meant to be rough and tough.
You
Don't
are
worry.
baby, I think.
It's only 1 minute. I just wanted to. He bounces to like a baby.
He's just slumped over. Defeated. Peaches looks over at you all with a puzzled gaze. And looks like she's like about to say something, but doesn't say anything at all, and she just leaves you to it, turns around, and goes to continue packing. At this point, Avros approaches you all. Looks at you, Baron. Looks at you, Core. Jade, Vidridi. The melon birds in the corner as well, looking around for some grain which they have not yet found in this library.
I go up to the melon birds and offer them a macadamia nut each and pat them on the head.
You pat them both on the head as they peck up the macadamia nuts. They're very accepting. They look like they haven't been paying all that much attention to the battle, to the onslaught of events that had just occurred, instead opting to look around the library for a source of food. And they look like they're warming up to you. Esmeralda has warmed up to everybody. She's just a warm personality. Tiki's he's kind of on and off, but he looks like he's a little bit more ready to go with the flow and help you out in some ways, should you decide to ask Tiki, the almighty Melonbird, for any sort of advice.
Cannonball.
Cannonball. Tiki, attack! It's like a Pokemon. But with that, the library is peaceful and quiet as you look around. There's not a whole lot of activity going on around here. Just now kind of settling in just how little activity a place like this kind of gets to see around these sort of parts. And that is sort of nice in a way. That sort of somber, chill feeling, vibe, atmosphere enters your kind of consciousness as you now take it in for the first time, really, since entering this really beautiful library of nature carved out of the very tree. Avros approaches you. Well, that was a delight. But I have to ask. I don't know if he'd like that. I think I might be facing a punch of my own if I was to lift the little...
holds up baby Tamar.
He looks away. Little Tamar looks away from Avros. Oh,
Or
he
just-
really is adorable. I'll give him a little hold, and he puts him on his shoulder. There. Okay, don't fall. It's a long drop for you.
Was just counting down the seconds in his head, like 20, 19, 18.
Well, escapades
Till it
aside, I was wondering, with all of our travelers in order, and oh, my shoulder! Tamar falls on the ground.
Can I try and catch him so that he doesn't hurt himself anymore? I'm very dexterous.
Yes. Roll me a dex. You're strong enough. Let's do dex save.
I was okay. Dexterity save, did you say?
Yeah.
19.
19. You save him with the power of your dexterousness.
Bridal
It's heavy,
style.
but you catch the
And
big
I
boy.
toss him over to Core.
Cora's just cackling. He's having such a good time right now. He came
Tamar,
out to attack and he's having such a good time right now.
Tamar looks a little bit conflicted. But he seems like... you'd have to really insight check him if you wanted to get a better view of better understanding of what he's kind of feeling. But
I want to insight check him.
Alright, go for it.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. On the outside, he appears to be a cold, heartless, cynical gangster. But on the inside, you can tell that there is a small part of him that really enjoys the company, and he's having a good time. And there's a very big part of him, both on the outside and the inside, that really did enjoy giving Baron a taste of his fist, in a sense.
You're lucky. I'm in a good mood.
You're lucky I'm not in a worse mood.
Mm-hmm.
Core boops Tamar's snoot.
And then Baron boots his snoot as well.
Stop. I'm a serious individual, okay? I will not tolerate this. And he giggles a little bit in character, I'm gonna say. I feel like that would suit the moment. Avros recovers. You see him cast a sort of healing magic on his own shoulder as it relocates.
Did it dislocate?
Tomorrow's a big
Tamar sat on his shoulder!
Oh, that's true.
IRL sized. That did a little bit more than just dislocated,
Guys.
but...
Is Emma frozen?
Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
she-
Oh yeah.
I thought she was
Oh,
deep
shit.
in thought.
Yeah.
She's like really contemplating. Okay, let's wait for Emma to
Oh,
come back.
bye.
Oh no! What a weird sesh.
Oh
31,
no,
part
can we
2.
not jinx this again? Is this round 2?
I'll be
Emma's
fine.
computer
fine.
always dies mid-sesh.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine
Okay.
then.
How you doing?
As long as it's normal.
This is a nice romp,
Good luck.
like nice little escapade outside of the seriousness of some of our other adventures.
This is our beach episode.
Oh, are you? Is Emma back?
Computer died. It's fine now.
Hopefully your computer's doing okay.
It's okay. Do not mind me.
We need to crowdfund you a new computer for like your birthday or Christmas or
Please
something.
don't. No, please don't.
So what's wrong with your
my
computer?
technology works.
what's wrong with your computer?
Just every now and again for Discord, it kind of just freezes up. It doesn't happen any other time. It's just when I've got Discord on for like multiple hours. So I think it's just because Discord is very powerful. I might try and clear some space on my disk.
It's weird that that's the case. I wouldn't have thought it. Wouldn't have thunk it, but
Wouldn't have done it. I need to
How
get
does-
battery replaced, so that might have a problem to do with it. But yeah, I'll figure that out eventually. When I can go back to Tokyo and get to an Apple store.
good luck to you and your endeavors. I hope that your computer situation improves in whatever way that is, whether that's your computer currently getting better.
Thank you.
It seems like
Okay.
it would be stressful. But with that,
Oh.
I will try for you all.
Oh,
No.
another one has left.
uh-oh. We're going around
We're fine. This is fine.
around the cameras. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
It's good.
I'm just checking my character sheet, making sure that there's nothing cool that I've forgotten I can do that I can do. I like to do that.
When did Tamar lose
Okay,
HP? I
yeah.
don't even remember this. Oh, quick bloop. Experiencing some a minor.
So a
technical
bunch of ALTs
Mm.
and foreigners who live in my city were invited to go to this grape picking event in the countryside as part of the International Society. And obviously I didn't go because it was a gathering of 50 people and I felt a bit weird about it.
Ooh, okay.
But
Welcome back.
yeah.
Feedback.
But
Sorry, my Discord updated. Random.
but a bunch of people who did go, there was a bunch of foreigners and they were all on the train because they took the train to get there. And so today, one of our ALTs works in the Board of Education, the actual office, and he said that apparently they got a complaint because they were concerned about the amount of tourists on the Banetsu line, when in fact all of those people live in the city. None of them are tourists, which is ironic because Japan's got the Go Travel campaign on at the moment, which is like tourists do tourism.
Wait, isn't Japan closed to everyone?
Internal tourism, like travel around the country.
Ah, okay. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Bizarre, very bizarre. But yes,
Oh, I had the funniest thing, sort of sad. What, my phone is like an Android phone, so it's hooked up to like Google stuff. So I always, like, at the end of the month, I get like a Google Maps, like, where have you been? Like, highlights of the month kind of thing. Right? And it used to, like, a year ago, it used to be like all these different blips all around the country, and there were like there was like some in Sydney and some in Japan and all this other stuff. And now it's like there's 3 blips. It's the doctor, home, and work.
Oh,
So that was fun, getting that. It's kind of bizarre. It's weird. It's wild.
yeah.
But speaking of traveling, as y'all travel out of initiative order, isn't that a great segue?
Good segue, yeah.
that was beautiful.
You exit out of
can I take
initiative.
a short rest now to heal up?
Actually, speaking of, this is a pretty good place to short rest if anybody would like to. Tamar, before this battle, actually did look a bit beaten up. I forget why, but his HP isn't at full. I don't remember.
I forget why.
But he's not at full. For whatever reason. So, if you would like to rest, now is an opportune time to do so, as Peaches will continue packing on her own if there's nothing else you'd like to do here. Seems for the most part, unless you're doing anything to investigate, look outside, check your surroundings, anything you'd like to do, you could take a rest here if you'd like to. Is that something you'd like to do as a party, or are you doing this individually?
Yeah. I'll
Alright,
have
everybody?
a nap.
Alright, short rest away, which is probably a smart idea considering we're in a forest. It's home to a lot of creatures. And Aelin, you know that Verdridi would also know that there are creatures in this forest. And in these kind of parts of the woods, and having encountered Nagas which are not native to this area, seems like there might be some there, who knows? There might be a whole Xanathar's Guide to Everything's worth of monsters in this forest.
Can I
But
do
as
a nature check to see what we might expect when we are traveling?
you want to do a what, say again?
A nature check to see if I can...
Yeah, I'll let you do a nature check. And I'll give you some info depending on your roll.
Cool. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Wow.
Let me find out for you.
Probably it's good.
You might find. Give you a bit of information. Let's see, page this. And for everybody else, or for everybody right now, feel free to take a long rest, unless it's something you'd like to do right before.
I think I want to go up to Baron as he's sort of like lolling to and fro as he's attempting to nap. And I want to sit next to him.
Okay.
And I just want to say, Baron, I'm very concerned.
Sorry. Queenie was taking off her makeup.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Jade just says, Baron, I'm very concerned with the energy you created in the library back then.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
I just wanted to discuss it with you so that maybe if there was something more to this that we could figure that out. So it
Yes.
doesn't get violent again so quickly.
So, what happened there was, you saw it. Tamar punched me. It's over
I think there was some fault on both ends. You did antagonize him, and I think that it could be helpful, even though it was not your fault for getting punched. Not at all. That's not what I'm trying to say. He acted in anger, and I will try and speak to him, and I've been speaking to him about his anger and how he reacts to things as well. But I just wanted to make sure that you knew that sometimes de-escalation is an option rather than retaliation. You can choose to walk away, and there's no shame in that.
That's why I told him to laugh instead of, other things.
But forcibly subduing somebody with magic is not the same as making the choice to walk away from conflict.
But also, you tried to grapple me.
Not using magical means. It had already escalated by that point. But I'm
So
sorry
is it
if I hurt
okay?
your feelings. And I
So is
will
it okay if I physically get him back?
No, it's not okay. And I wanted to apologize for trying to grapple you. I was trying to do what I could to de-escalate the situation. I don't have magic. It's not something I'm good at. I don't have really even words. All I have is muscles, and those can only do one thing. And I'm trying to work on my weaknesses. And I hear what you're saying. I shouldn't have done that, but I think there are things that we all shouldn't have done. And we can all admit to those. But if you need more time for that, that's okay.
But he pinched my hand.
I don't think you're ready for this conversation, actually. But I at least have it in your memory bank. And I get up and walk away.
Alright, you walk away.
I'm going to sit down and think about what I'm going to say to Tamar.
Okay, you
That's
sit
what I'm
down
gonna do,
and
yeah.
think about what you're going to say to Tamar. Tamar seems like he is trying to avoid eye contact with Baron. Going back very quickly to what Verdridi was rolling for, I will give... Well, actually, Verdridi, are you here? If you're here, I'll give you information, otherwise I'll wait. I will wait a moment.
I'm just going to quickly get some water then.
Go for it. Core, is there anything you wanted to do?
I would like to turn Avros into a lounge again and sleep.
You turn him into a lounge, he's lounging.
Yep.
You guys are straight up vibing and having a good old rest. Avros is out. He hasn't done any real work, and he's out like he's been working a full 9 to 5 with overtime. He just likes to
Great.
sleep. Big cat in one fabulous body.
I would like to just need to make him very comfortable for me to lie on, and then I recline.
He is, I will say that he is definitely a lot softer than Tamar would be. Tamar is like rock encapsulated in like a soft bag, whereas
I picked my shades accordingly.
Avros is more imagine like a weighted blanket in the form of a person. That's probably his
Yeah.
personality too.
Comforting. And he smells like wine.
And he smells like wine. Alright, Vidridi. Here is what you would gain from your check about this sort of area. Now, you would know that there's a great variety of animals in these woods, and if you'd like to ask about any specific ones, I can give you information on those and tell you maybe whether or not those would be in this area, but generally, there's a lot of, like, wolves, dogs, canines, like dog-type animals, there's a lot of cats, maybe even there's owls, there might be tigers, there might be apes. Generally, in like forests that are quite as expansive and as far south of the Feywild as this would be, there's a very diverse range of creatures. There are certain creatures that you wouldn't expect to see here, like Nagas. So normally you would guess that you wouldn't run into something like that. However, having encountered something like that, now it's a little bit up in the air whether or not there's something going on here that's a little bit more sinister that's causing creatures from different planes, maybe from different locations, to actually spawn in this area. But as far as the Feywild is concerned, you run into things like giant frogs, maybe some bears, maybe some black bears, which are different,
A bear.
apparently. Maybe even, potentially, a panther, which would be kind of cool. You could get ravens. There's a lot of different bird-type enemies that you might run into in these woods.
They're only enemies if you're
You
cooked
might
in
run into elk. Oh, that's kind of cool. I want to run into an elk. Not like physically, I don't want to bump into
Terrifying.
one. But they
I
look...
don't think you do, Thomas.
Do I not? They look cool
I think
from a
an elk could
distance.
probably run into you and impale you.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
I would-
look very cool, but they are.
Yeah, I would be shattered. I'm like I'm like the fine china on the wall, except without the good looks. I just fragilely break.
Flatter me, elk daddy.
You may run into goblins.
Very good looking.
Now, if there were, if this was a little bit more populated, which it currently isn't because of unknown reasons, you would expect to run into dryads. However, right now it seems like you haven't run into any, which is a bit odd. But again, given that the town where dryads used to live is currently vacant, or is gone, the trees surrounding that area, which the dryads were tied to, are also just not there. So who knows what's the deal with that? So you may or may not expect to run into dryads based on that information. That's kind of up in the air at this point. You may run into trees that can talk. And all sorts of other crazy whole nother pages worth of stuff. You might run into a Pegasus? Oh shit, that's cool! You've heard about that.
Heard it here first, folks.
It's a possibility. It's very unlikely, but you've heard legends. You've heard folklore about the Pegasus that roams the Feywild in the forest somewhere. You may run into big spiders. They are here. Very uncommon, very hard to come by, but they do exist. They're not quite as scary as the ones in the Underdark that you've heard about, though. That's some famous lore that goes around about the stuff that roams around the Underdark and scares the ever-loving daylights out of the material planers, as they call them. And lots of different types of giant frogs. You've got giant frogs, giant toads, more giant frogs, even more giant toads. There's a lot of frogs. You very likely to run into frogs, if anything. So that's for the most part what you get. It doesn't seem like there's anything that you could run into that would be overwhelmingly powerful. You know that much? The Nagas were probably on the much more powerful side of the stuff that you could have run into. So that you can kind of put aside. Unless there's something suspicious going on. But if there is, then that's something that's outside of your experience with Feywild, I guess. But with that, you all take a long rest. Sorry, a short rest. Not a long rest. We're not sleeping there for 8 hours. As you make yourselves comfortable in this library, you just chill out for a bit and lie down and close your eyes. And I think at this point, we're also going to take a very quick little break because this kind of sandwiches in really nicely. So while we take a short rest, make sure to refresh your character sheets. And we'll be back in a few moments. We'll get some tea refills, we'll go to the toilet, and we'll be back for the final less than 1 hour of this session because it's going to be a short one today. So I will see you all
Okay.
in a couple moments. And we'll be right
See you
back. Boom, we have audio, and we're back. With cameras. Hello all. One and all. As you all take your short rest and recover in the library, time passes. You recover a little bit of energy, feeling a little bit more stoked and ready for the adventure that awaits you to come. What adventure that will be, I don't really know. I don't know where the hell you guys are going. It's still kind of a mystery to me. But there are a lot of places to go from here, should you choose to do so. Is there anything anybody would like to do now that you've rested up a little bit? Peaches is there, and you've noticed at this point, looking around, that she has packed away most of the library, getting ready to, probably within the next hour or so, skedaddle.
I would like to have stolen at least one smut comic, just to see if I can.
Slide a hand check.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll. Actually, I'm gonna compare it to this thing.
Okay, let me just check my sleight of hand. It's a decent roll, but I don't think I have a good plus.
Don't worry, you're going up against a very, very low DC.
Well, I rolled 16 on the dice. Is that?
Yeah, we can probably say that even with, unless you have like a minus 10, you'll probably be okay.
Plus 1, 17.
17? Easy. You take away your choice of at least 3 if you'd like to steal that many. Now, it is a library, so they are free to take, in a way. But how long you choose to keep them is up to you. You sneak out without Peaches updating her registrar of books, thinking that she's still got them in her crate. But she begins to put away the crate from which you stole 3 smut comics of your choice. Of different kinds. I'll let you decide what kind of smut comics you would have wanted to steal, and then I can give you information about them, should you choose to investigate them for clues later on. Because
I picked one for Avros, one for Tamar, and I picked one for Jade.
Oh god!
Oh. I wonder what their tastes would all be.
With
Exactly.
affection, I understand.
I reckon.
Okay.
This is how Core shows affection.
I reckon Avros would be into something like kind of freaky in a way.
Yeah. It's
Tamar would be into something like heart-wrenchingly wholesome.
vanilla. Yeah, so vanilla.
You
Tough
just got to
one,
make
yeah,
your best, wildest guess for Jade.
so-
He will read whatever you give him.
This is Core's decision then. We can leave that a mystery if you'd like.
I will leave it up to Jade because Jade is still exploring his sexuality. So whatever Jade likes in the future, that is what the smut comic is.
I understand. I look at it and I say, not today. Good friend.
What do we say to the smut comics? Not today.
Not today.
No!
Great.
No, I hate it.
Good.
Came up with
Don't-
it today.
Don't give
That's the
me
second
Game
time
of
I've said
Thrones
that.
references. It makes me want to die.
Oh.
I've already died once for Game of Thrones, so
I still haven't gone around to watching it. I don't think I'm.
Yeah, don't bother.
I literally
So
do not have enough
happy I
time.
did that.
My idea of binging a TV show nowadays is like, I have a free day to do everything, so I'm going to watch one episode of this show and then wait till next week.
Thomas, why are you like this? You should have some more time for yourself. Why do I get Snapchats from you at 4 a.m.? That is not correct. That is not right.
Oh, those are
That is
post-
not correct.
That is not correct. We need to have a serious intervention.
Hey, Aylin.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation before. It can continue off stream.
It can continue off stream.
True.
It can continue.
Sorry.
It can continue on stream. My viewers give me that as well. They were like, "Oh, hey, what time is it for you?" And I'm just like, "It's like 4:19." Like, what? What? What are you doing up? What country are you in? It's all like European viewers. But with
There should be
that-
oh my god, I figured it out. No, sorry, I can't. I'm sorry. I have an idea. A reward for your, like, you know, the tea leaves. One should be go to sleep.
that's
That's
gonna be expensive.
I think it's fun.
That is good.
That's gonna be like 1,000,000 tea leaves. Curtis.
Oh wait, let's
I
see
have
how
a
close
wall.
I am. Yeah.
There's a few people that have like hoarded a crazy amount. It's like the moderators have a lot.
I've not got Twitch open. Damn it.
But anyway, getting yourselves back in order and together, once again now. Core, with your smart comics in, I was gonna say in hand, but they're more like in jacket pocket.
No, they've been distributed to the relevant parties.
Oh, okay, in the relevant parties, jacket pockets, for sneaking them out. You do also notice that Sapphire Mine has taken the opportunity to also rest up Jade. He seems to mostly just be mimicking whatever you're doing without any sort of, so we're not like an action, but like, without any sort of, prompting, I guess, from you. With
He's
regards,
learning.
Yeah, he's just learning. He's learning via osmosis or something.
Osmosis?
No, not quite. But he's observing. He's learning. He's exposing himself to the world. He's learning about the wonders of libraries and resting in them and setting off stink
That
bombs.
sounds like an exhibit at Disneyland. The wonders of libraries.
The wonders of libraries.
I
I would enjoy that as a kid. Alright? I loved books.
I would love that.
I always used to like Google image search all the like best libraries in the world and those like huge fantasy ones.
Love
As you get
that.
yourselves in order, you do notice that Peaches has mostly put away all the books at this point. She will then come over to you and have a look at all of you and ask, how are you all feeling?
Absolutely stellar.
That's good. I noticed you didn't look too great after you got socked in the torso.
Nah.
That's okay. Seeing your face made everything better.
Oh, that's really kind of you. Most people don't say that about my face. I wear really big glasses.
Oh, they're wrong. You are beautiful just the way you are.
Okay, we're leaving. Lovely to see you. What was your name again? Apples? See ya.
What'd you call her? Alphonse?
Apples.
Apples.
Alright, Cora, you decide to leave the building. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
Alright, as you
I'll follow
exit,
Cora out.
I would like you to roll for me a perception check, as you are the first one out of the establishment.
Okay.
Everything's
okay.
on fire.
Where is my perception? +2, that is a 14.
14. With a 14, you scan your surroundings and you notice that it is, in fact, a little bit later in the day now than it was when you first entered the library, which makes sense. You were in there for a little while. You were fighting. Well, you weren't fighting, but you were letting off stink bombs for quite a bit of time. Out here, not a whole lot of activity, as you'd maybe expect from what's been going on. You do hear wildlife in the distance, and you do hear a strange sort of rustling from what seems like other critters that you haven't yet come across. Although those seem like they're a bit further away, you do hear a lot of birds in the distance, but outside of just the dense forest ahead of you and the vague sort of paths that look like they're not very permanent but have been merged or forged from many thousands of feet having passed through this point, not a whole lot that you can see out here. That's very interesting. I also want you to roll for me a d12.
Oh.
And as you do that, before we get back to you, hold on to that number. For Drudy, before you leave, Peaches will look to you and say, as she recognizes your face the most out of anybody's here, if anybody needs a lift to the windmill, that's where I'll be heading. So let me know. I have a lot of space in the wagon.
Thank you. I will see if that is what they would like to do.
Otherwise, good luck in your journey. I wish you the best of luck. I'll be back here hopefully when the village returns. I have confidence that everybody's
Like when
okay.
my village returned from war.
But I know that there'll be... I have good reason to think that I'll find a lead about what's happened here over there. So I'm going to make haste. Sorry I haven't been able to stick around much or be of much help, but I wish you the best. And she begins to turn around.
Thank you. Safe travels.
You too. Bye. She waves to all of you as you exit. Core, you are already out of there, but you do hear Peach's slightly nasally voice in the distance. Now,
I use my action to ignore.
use action to ignore. Very successful, very effective. Now I want you to tell me what you rolled on your d12.
1.
1? Okay. With that 1, it's for the most part as you see it. There isn't anything else that you can sense here. Not a whole lot of magical energy either. Being a magic user yourself, you can kind of naturally tell what the magic of a given area is, and it seems like for the most part, outside of the magic of the horse, which Tamar is now also carrying with you. There isn't a whole lot of magical energy emanating from anywhere that seems unconventional outside of the natural fey magic that just seems to surround all of you. So, it's up to you now. Where would you like to go? If anywhere. Since you're out of the library.
Can you just remind me what we learnt from that water elemental plane map? There wasn't any corresponding place that appeared to sort of like fit with the Feywild that we knew of, is there? It was just...
You would have found out, and I don't think I forgot to mention anything, but I'll just go through my notes again just to make sure.
Sorry.
On the off chance that I forgot a dot point. But, let me just quickly get this out. Okay, so what you would have found out is that your map is very faded. There are some sort of scribblings on it that seem to be in some sort of language that none of you can read, if it is in a language at all. It's hard to say. It's very scribbled, and there are only very few of them. For the most part, what you can see is a vast ocean with a few interesting landmarks, those being, in the bottom left, if you hold the map like facing north, I guess, so you can imagine it's like a long, sort of a very wide scroll of paper. In the bottom left corner, I guess in the southwestern portion, there's a small series of islands, one slightly bigger than the rest, which seem to be scattered about, kind of darting over from the bottom left to the top right of the map, with ocean in between. There's no sense of scale here, so it's hard to tell exactly how far away these are. But in the bottom left, you do see that there's some sort of island that seems to have like a building drawn on it, like a little house, indicating however you might interpret that. And then the top right, there's a skull with crossbones, and Peach has mentioned that the map that she gave to whoever it was that came wearing iron armor, supposedly, also had a map and was interested in that skull and crossbones. The map that that person got was cropped a little bit differently, but contained many of the same elements as this one, although it was a bit bigger and quite a bit newer. So the map that you have is a fair bit older, although it might just appear that way just from how much it's maybe been aged by abnormal weather, which could be something caused by the water plane, if that's something you'd like to look into, but that's something you can guess just from being around books that have been old and aged.
Alrighty, thank you. And then I will just say, do we have a direction?
Oh, and one more thing. Oh, I think I mentioned this as well. There is a... Yeah, there's like a magic sigil where the house is as well.
I'd say the same question again. Do we have a direction?
Peach has offered to let us travel with her if we had wanted to investigate the windmill. We should probably reincarnate Dariel if we intend to, because
I totally
we are running out of time, and I don't think we have other options other than Sapphire Man at this point.
I think it might be worth trying to get to Core's foster mother first, so that they're in a safe location. But I guess that's not only my decision to make.
How long will it take us?
It's a week away. Just adding in, not really. How many days do we have left? Like what?
It would be your foster mum is a little bit over a week. It is north of the city, north of here, by about a few days. If you were using,
is the windmill on the way to the city?
It is in very much the opposite direction. If you kind of imagine, like, I'll point it like this. If you imagine, like, up here is where the city's going, like north. The windmill is like down to the side this way.
Okay.
I don't know if that's being mirrored on the webcam, maybe, but it's like it's southeast as opposed to the city, which is north.
Considering that our initial plan was to head to your foster mother's, shall we go to the city?
Why not? We can probably find faster transport then as well. Can't carry me all the way.
I can certainly try.
We can also cut down the distance by using the portals.
True, Druida, you're very smart, aren't you?
Let's do that. All right then.
Heck yeah. So,
Head towards the city.
if you're just venturing forth north, then here's how long it'll take if... Well, I've got the distance that it'll take if you're not using the portal, but I also have it if you're using the pillar. So, with pillars, to get to the city of Torah, it will take a total if you just spend all your time moving without stopping for... This is like excluding rests, so that'll be factored into night, so it might take a little bit longer than this, but just traveling distance-wise, it is about 3.75 days away, or, very roughly, just under 200 miles.
Okay.
So it's a long way.
Is that roughly halfway to Core's foster mum?
The city of Tora would be probably more than halfway, because if you were just traveling without... Let's say you were just traveling without using the pillar, then it would take just over 7 days to get there, just walking all the way if you weren't using any sort of transport. Your foster mum would have lived in another sort of village north of this city, but it would only be about 3 days walking. With faster travel, you could get there within a day, almost.
Right. Then it will only take about 5.5 days if we only sleep the minimum amount, but you guys might need a little bit more for the beauty rest, just saying.
Also, I believe we have, 16 days left on...
Yeah, because I did magic that extended his decomposition. Just because I can do that.
I was totally keeping track of that. 16! Oh, wow, that's exactly what it lines up with in my notes. 16 days left. That's gonna be fun when that happens. There are so many notes in that, like, way back here. I went from printing all my notes to handwriting them. These ones are still in the printed section. That's juicy. But that's about how long it'll take. So, if there's nothing else you'd like to do in this area, no other place you'd like to investigate, outside of those areas, then you begin your long trek. Your way to the city of Tora. Which, Corey, you would know, and Vridridi, you would also know, is a very, very large, huge, one of the biggest cities you probably would have been to. This place is bigger than the city of Capital. Capital, while very populated, is a very small regional space. It's very, like, small as far as, like, geology is concerned. There are, like, towns and stuff scattered about outside, but it's more of like a hub. It's kind of like Sydney, yeah. It's just crunched together. This place is sprawling. It is huge. And it's all inside, or on top of inside, a very, very huge magical tree. So it looks cool. And I do have maps for that. So if we do get there, then that'll be pretty cool.
I have a question.
Yes.
So people who were coming from the Feywild to the material plane, say would they be using teleportation circles out of Tora to get to... Oh yeah,
that's another thing that you will know. Thank you for bringing that up. There would have been a teleportation circle from Tora. But you don't know, neither of you would know whether or not that's the same teleportation circle that would map to Capital.
Don't want to end up back in Valhalla at all.
Oh my god. Not again.
on the way there,
fugitives there.
Actually, I would like to mention we should probably
fugitives everywhere.
That's fair. Oh my god, we really are.
Teleportation circles in Tora.
I can actually give you a rough idea because I do have a very unfinished world map that I can consult. So I can see exactly where Capital would have been and where this would have been. I don't know how many days travel that would have been, but you would have been... If you imagine... Okay, picture it like this. Let's say that they're actually not this shape, but if there were globes... The world is kind of more polygonal than that, but that's something that we'll get in... That's info for later. If you imagine it's like a globe, then Capital would have... Who knows?
That's a wonderful universe.
Everything's kind of like a big rock. I have mentioned in the past that whenever you've looked up at the moon itself, the moon is like the shape of a D12. So it's not rounded necessarily. And the world itself may kind of follow that same sort of interesting structure. But if you look at like a world map, right? If you imagine like the North Pole, the South Pole, the equator, you've got like the two hemispheres. Capital would have been like along the equator of like where the globe would have been. Right now, if you map like the Feywild to the inside of that sphere, kind of, if you kind of imagine that the same sort of plane, then you are a lot further south than you would have been. So where Capital's teleportation circle would have probably teleported you would have been much, 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 much further north, like weeks travel north. This is the doing of the amulet, more so. But that is something that you would know, that the teleportation circles mapped to fixed locations in the Feywild. So this one would teleport you back to the material plane. However, it would be to a very different area that you haven't traveled to yet. But
We
there
don't
is
want
one
to go back there anyway.
No.
Who knows? But as you go on your journey, I'm going to get 2 dice rolls happening. So
Why
first,
would you
Yeah.
I would like Jade, you to roll 1 dice for me. As your insides glow, I would like you to roll for me a d4.
D4.
Hell yeah.
I will use my Jade D4. 1.
1? Ooh, okay.
Oh.
Then I'm going to roll my own mystery dice. And Baron, this time I'm going to get you to roll for me a d12. And then we're going to see what happens, if anything.
What is going on?
I got a 7.
7. Alright. And to complete the dice rolling, if Aelin, you're there, I want you to roll for me a d100.
No.
As a way into your trek
Sad.
into the northern parts of the forest, as you teleport through with the pillar, you're making a lot of time. You're making a lot of time up. It's taking you no time at all to travel through this part of the forest, but you feel it thinning out. The big trees, the big roots that you're using to teleport through, getting further and further apart, far and few between, as the forest begins to kind of spread out a little bit, as the trees get smaller. But you do run into something.
No.
And I just need to flip to the correct page to find out what exactly did you run into. Aelin, are you there? Okay, I'm gonna re-roll my dice and see who's gonna get the roll. Core, would you like to roll for me a D100?
No, but okay. I have to roll the. Where's the 10?
And let's see what you see. 30? Ooh. Let me just search up a stat sheet really quick.
Why can't we get a sexy monster? Why do we have to get a scary monster?
Look, you might get a...
It could be sexy.
I just know from Thomas' face it's not sexy.
I just go
It could
ooh
be
because...
it could be a chaotic evil monster.
Look,
from
you're
that
actually...
chart you sent me, and it could be like a really fun Lovecraftian, like eldritch thing.
True.
My
That's
reaction...
I'll
fine.
withhold until I can decide if it's
That's
sexy or
fun
not.
and sexy.
My reaction was mostly from the fact that you guys haven't run into this creature just yet. But this is one that you are familiar with. And
Oh,
it's actually not necessarily a bad thing that you've run into a creature like this. As you walk through the forest, you do see in the distance, sitting on a tree stump that appears to have been chopped down a long time ago, a creature that, Core, you may have run into in your youth. Verdridi, maybe also having seen one of these around the Feywild. They are not that common in this place. In this region of the Feywild, the rest of you who haven't been in the Feywild would probably not have run into this creature ever. Unless... No, I don't think you guys would have seen it. But you ran into a satyr.
Medium
Oh.
sexy.
Medium sexy. You do see in the distance a... let me find a picture. This is half ram, half man. A ram man.
That's pretty sexy.
Pretty sexy.
Sitting, just playing on a flute. You hear a nice tune in the distance. Doesn't seem like they've noticed you approaching, but you do see about 100 feet away, off in the distance, there is a creature like that. Only one of them. You don't see anything else like that. But that's kind of what you see as you walk. Would you like to approach, or are you going to keep walking? Tamar seems like he is not even looking in the right direction. He's looking at the ground. He's trying to make sure he's not stepping in the wrong spots. Avros, on the other hand, does notice immediately and points it out to you, Core.
Medium sexy. I don't know if it's worth our time.
It's not something we should be worried about, is it?
Can I roll an intelligence check?
You can roll an intelligence check.
Cool. Ooh, that is... I think my intelligence is +3, but I'm going to check. Why do I have these tabs open? Hold on. Yeah, 17.
17. Okay, so with your intelligence check, you would know that while satyrs are not... Am I mispronouncing that right? Is it satyr? Satyr? I'm gonna say satyr.
Satyr. It's
Satyr.
Satyr, okay. I was saying satyr like satirical, but that's... I didn't feel right.
I mean, I just let people pronounce the way they think is fun.
I like knowing how to say it. I don't want to like butcher it, you know. So, you
No
would
such
know...
thing as butchery in your own universe.
True. The satirical... What was it? A satyr. Satyr. You would know from the little that you know that they're not necessarily friendly towards, like, a lot of other fae. They don't usually hang around with, you know, most other groups that would, I guess... What's the right word? Like, create a village, right? They don't live in, like, big groups like that. They're sort of just on their own, out and about in the wild. They're not necessarily aggressive on their own either, but they're not, like, out to make friends. That much you kind of know. So it's one of these interactions that you know could very easily go one way or the other depending on how that specific satyr might be, how the weather might be today. You know, maybe it's just a bad day. It's really like a coin toss. Whether it could go poorly or well.
I'm not going to risk my life over something that's only medium sexy. I say we should continue.
Okay, you continue onwards. Tamara looks at you as if not completely understanding what it is that you've just referred to, and you continue walking. As you do...
I just don't think that necessarily this is worth the time. Either.
Fair. Not unreasonable. Is there anything you'd like to do while you guys travel, by the way? Or is it just, you're heading there as quickly as you can?
Baron, sing us a song.
Oh dear. Oh, actually, that should probably be good.
With pleasure. And then he pulls out his lute. He pulls out his viol again because he wants to strum it this time instead of... He's like,
Cortry's at like a comedy show, starts laughing. Having a great time.
I'm gonna roll performance. Can I?
Do it.
Yeah, roll for me performance. And a d12.
Oh shit.
You've summoned something, but in the best way.
Can I just roll performance?
You can. And a d12.
I got 19.
19? You are smashing it.
And a d12, I got 4. 4 means
Okay.
die,
Let's
by
find
the
out.
way. So yeah, we're gonna die.
You know, we're gonna find out if a 4 means die. But in that case, I'm gonna roll my secret die. Oh, I got Aelin again. Oh, I sent me a
But
message.
I don't want to roll the secret
Oh!
dice.
Okay, I was gonna ask Aelin to roll for me a d100, but Aelin actually sent me a message that I didn't see earlier for his d100 roll. So that works out perfectly. I'm gonna just use that number. Alright, let's find out. You do encounter another magical creature. Let's find out what you come across.
Is this one higher than a medium sexy?
Let's find out.
It better be.
It better be.
It doesn't sound like it, actually. But
Well, I'm going to return this game. I'm going to take the receipt. I'm going to talk
Like,
to the
I didn't sign
manager.
up for this dating sim.
what even is this? I've never heard of this. Wait, I've just lost the words. This one.
What's it called, Thomas?
Let me just search
Curious
up first.
if I know it.
I want to find out first. I want to keep it a mild secret. Do I not get
I
images of this?
understand.
It's a mystery.
Come back. Come back. Images.
It's, we rolled
Ooh,
once, and we
it's
just got a
ugly.
T-Rex.
You run into 3. Count 'em 3. I think it's 3, right? Let me just check. Where'd it go? I keep losing it. 3 green hags.
Oh, fuck.
They look terrifying. They are like zombies almost. Just grotesque, old, hunched over, greenish, bluish.
Definitely not sexy. Pass.
looking humanoids, I want to say. But these ones don't look quite as passive as the satyr did.
Pass, pass, pass.
As you walk by, though... Oh! They do notice you.
3, are you sure?
There are 3. They are far away. So keep that in mind. They are about 100 feet from you, but they do notice you from even that distance with their natural 20
Pillar
on the
away.
DM side.
Pillar away. Pillar away.
So, as you do this, I want you all roll for me some initiative rolls just to see how this goes.
So
20 or
bad.
D12, sorry. D20?
For initiative, yeah,
Initiative, yeah.
D20.
Sorry.
Yeah. Can't believe there are 3 of them. Oh, you're taking Tiki and Esmeralda with you as well?
Yes? Oh,
They're-
I mean, yes.
They're also in the initiative order in that case.
Oh dear god. Okay, I didn't roll very well. At all.
How many of these Baba Hagas do we have?
There are 3 of them.
Delicious. 3 of them to seduce.
So,
Ooh.
I
Leave that one to you, Baron.
You guys are pretty far away, so you could attempt to escape them. However, in the case that you don't, I will give a quick shout out to Chet and Peku on Patreon for providing the maps for today's session. Thank you very much. They are. You can find them at patreon.com/czepeku. I will switch to the map screen. Hello. Let's
Map
just
screen.
create some mobs. These guys are far away. Many feet. Let's see, how many? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. It's going to be roughly more than that. Let's get all of these boys down all the way over here. How many mobs do we even have? All right. So I'm going to ask you for your initiatives one by one, and we'll go through them. Jade, what did you get?
7.
7. Not
Literally the lowest I've ever rolled.
too shabby. Core, what did you get?
19.
19. Baron, what did you get?
20.
Holy
Ooh.
smokes. Verdridi, what did you get? I will open up Messenger just in case you're messaging me there. Okay.
The adventure.
15 for Verdridi.
Your hags all around.
Let's roll for Tamar. Not too shabby. Could have been shabbier. Then Avros, because he's also here. Oh! Unnecessarily good. Wait, hold on. Oops. Wait, did I do this right? Oh, what? I wrote Baron's name twice. That's why it doesn't line up. Alright, Tiki. Not very good. Tiki doesn't really want to fight. And Esmeralda as well is in this fight. Oh, that's not good. And Sapphire Man will not be entering initiative order unless instructed to do so. So, welcome to initiative. I know that you're most likely going to run away because from just looking at these horrible, wretched creatures that look very hostile, as soon as they notice you, they appear to look like they want a piece of y'all.
Yummy.
They look like they can dish out a fair bit of damage, but at the same time, it doesn't look like they would necessarily hold up in a fight for very long if you'd choose to pursue that route. From your battle prowess, all of you who've been up to this point, yeah, I feel like that's pretty reasonable to say. So, top of the initiative. Actually, wait.
What
Baron,
about the Baba Yagas?
they are also in initiative,
Have
but
they
you don't get to know where they are.
Oh, okay.
That's a
Okay,
secret.
true.
You will find out through this battle.
Okay.
What is
Let
your
me just open up
dexterity
the map.
modifier, Baron?
My dex modifier is... Sorry. My dex modifier is 3.
Ooh, Baron, you are first in the initiative order. You are very far away right now from these green hags. Now, without really knowing too much about these creatures, these aren't necessarily elementals that you're familiar with. You would know just from being around here that they are Fae. That's something that all of you would be able to gather, but those of you would be checking to see what kind of creatures these are, or any information that you'd like to gain about them. If you'd like to do so, anybody who's had more contact with the Feywild or can justify why they would maybe have more information regarding them will be able to roll with a lower DC on whatever check you'd like to perform. But that aside, Baron, what would you like to do?
I use my free action to be like, are we fighting or running? Someone answer me, please.
Running.
Core answers first. Free action aside, what would you like to do?
Okay. Yes.
Now you have a few options
Sorry.
if you'd like to run. Your big options here, considering that you were walking in the northerly direction, if you'd like to run away, you could do so by either running straight at them, which I'm guessing is not what you want to do, run to your left or right, or in other words, east or west. If you'd like to remain kind of mostly on trajectory without backtracking, but still avoiding the mobs, or you can run back in the direction that you came from.
Let me see. What is the fastest way? Okay, I decide to use. I cast Conjure Animals.
Oh shoot! All right, animals are being
That's
conjured.
fun.
And I'm going to conjure. See how good my maths is. I'm going to conjure 2 of my favorite giant eagles. I'm like,
Pulling a
and
gun.
then, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm like, what are they called again? Okay, I named one of them Edna, and the other one's called Evan. Edna and Evan.
Edna and Evan. All right, let me
Yes.
make more dots.
Yes, and then I am going to sit on one, and then someone else can sit behind me, and then some other people can sit on the other one, and the fast people can run. But the slow people sit on the Edna and Evan, is what I'm saying.
Who do you give the other to?
Shove Tamar onto the thing.
Yeah,
Alright, you
what I'm
shove-
saying is shove Avros and Tamar onto
Shove
the...
Avros and Tamar.
I wonder.
Please,
Okay,
also Sapphire Man.
And Sapphire.
Oh yeah, Sapphire Man.
Sapphire Man is pretty fast, actually. I will
Okay,
say.
that's fine.
Okay. I'm like,
He's
quick,
faster
Get
than
Avros and
normal.
Tamar out of here.
Avros and Tamar.
Yeah, Tamar and Avros are both equally slow.
They are going to sit on one of my giant eagles.
Yep. Okay, so I'm guessing you're putting Tamar. Maybe Avros would be easier to carry if anybody wants to carry Avros. He's lighter.
I can carry Avros
All right.
if that's what's happening, but we have to wait until their turns in the order before we can do it.
Yeah.
Is that what you like to
I
do?
will see.
Yeah, and then I use all my movement to run away.
Yeah.
All right. In which direction?
Roll a d4.
Just so I know where to put you. Because this map is going to be abstract. I'm going to have to put notation on here,
Yeah.
being like, we are this many
Oh, yeah.
paces east or west.
I'm very confused at the map, but I'm going to run away from these Baba Yagas.
They're not even on the map. They're so far away from me. They're just north. If I scroll up on the map, they're
I
We-
run
we could
towards
just
the
go
away.
bottom of the map.
towards the bottom of the map. Right, you are backtracking in that case. You can run a
Yeah.
total of 30 feet because you can't dash this turn.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, I see
pillar
the
away,
house.
Baron.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Bum, 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 bum. And if everybody does this, then we can just continue in this sort of way. Once we finish this round of initiative, at least, decide what you want to do. Now, with that out of the way, Avros, it's Avros' turn. He's going to do the same. He's going to attempt to run away on his
Wait.
steed,
On his eagle,
on his eagle. Does he get?
which has it's 80-foot flying speed.
How does this work? Is it
So
the
the
eagle's turn?
Eagles will enter the initiative roll, and on their initiative they can move.
Okay,
so
roll for
Avros
me
will
their
turn
initiatives.
to get on the Eagle, and then they would move on their turn.
Okay, so Avros is going to use his turn. Oh, sorry, Tamar, not Avros. Is going to use his turn to get on the eagle.
To mount the steed.
And I just want you to roll for me the initiative rolls for the 2 steeds. So I know where to put them. There's so many initiatives. There's like 20 million.
Oh, sorry, I just need to open up real quick.
Remember when Shrek had a Pegasus?
Yes, but it was like a donkey.
Why? Oh, why?
Sorry,
I was
1 second.
such a lenient DM. No.
Okay,
I was
for both of them together in one roll or separate?
Separate, I think, right? There's 2 of them.
Okay, so for Edna, who I guess Tamar is on,
Okay.
I've got a 12,
12, okay.
and on Avros's one, Evan, he's got a 17.
Oh, you're giving it to Avros, the other one, okay.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, I get you. Okay.
The
17.
two uselesses.
Alright, yep. So Avros is going to take his turn to mount
Mm.
his steed.
Needs to constantly be able to establish dominance. In
17 is
every
not a bad
possible
roll. Okay, so that's Avros' turn out of the way. Next in the initiative order is Cora. Cora, what would you like to do?
Okay, I'd like to try something because I know I'm not very fast, but since I'm short, I would like to kind of like shuffle behind maybe Jade, who's tallest, and transform myself into a hag using my action.
Ooh, okay. Hell yeah, you can. Alright, you have transformed into a hag. You look just as despicable and evil as the fey creatures in front of you, 100 feet away.
Wow, can you imagine if I actually looked like this?
Tamara casts a glance. Avros casts a bit of a different glance. It's hard.
Wait, can I insight check? I want to insight check the glances.
Okay, which one you can insight check one of them. You get to choose.
Well, I know that one is the opposite of the other, so
One is the opposite of the other.
I'll insight check Tamar first. Alrighty. How is my bonus? Oh, it's very, very good. It's 20.
20. Tamara looks intimidated.
Oh no! What is? Okay.
It's the feeling that you
I
get.
think we all know what Avros is thinking.
Ross is into it.
We did get some insight with the smut comics, but that aside, we move on to the next person in the initiative order, which is there's so many numbers. It's going to be Avros' steed. Avros flies away.
Evan.
They're just off screen. They're so far away. Let's pretend.
They're
Scroll up.
so far
They're
away.
gone. They are out of initiative, right? They're just flying. Next in the initiative is going to be Verdridi, who wants to... Wait, did I read this? Yep. Verdridi. Verdridi is going to open up a pillar in a nearby tree.
Oh.
Portal ready for anybody who might want to use it to get out of here as fast as possible. Also, Ellen, just send me a direction when you can. But I'm guessing that Verdridi is there, ready for the teleportation to occur. And if there's nothing else that Verdridi wants to do on her turn, we're going to move next into the initiative order, as everybody is finding ways to escape, to the first of the hags, who moves menacingly 30 feet towards you and ends their turn. The wretched hag.
Yeah.
Making their way through the forest,
Down,
pushing the
down,
leaves
walking
aside.
fast, and looking down.
Evil monster makes its way
Don't
through.
like it.
So it's going pretty slowly. It seems like you'll all be able to escape really within like 1 round of combat, basically.
Yeah.
But they look menacing. If they were really close to you, this would be pretty bad. But you know, sometimes they're just
Just
further away from you. With that
Good
roll
thing
out
you
of the
don't-
way, we then move on to this roll here. Avros. Wait, no, sorry, I just read the wrong name. Tamar. They're both underneath each other. Tamar is going to use his turn to mount his steed and do nothing else. He looks like he's getting ready to whoosh right out of there. And aptly, right after that, the next roll in initiative is going to be his steed, and they're just gonna zoom away, fly away. They're off screen.
Wonderful.
They're gone. They're safe.
Free at last.
Then, from there, we move to the next of the three hags. They're gonna move another 30 feet towards you. It's the other one this time, so they're just getting a little bit closer. So let's just, okay, so this is okay. This one, let me scroll all the way up here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Cool, they are both a bit closer.
How far away are they?
Very far. They're like, oh my god. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85. 85 feet
So
away from you.
We're kind of like squinting. We're like, I think they're hags.
It's like that scene in Monty Python where they're
Yeah.
running forwards, but it takes forever.
It's like,
Yeah. Exactly like that.
I love that image. It's wonderful.
But okay, with that hag out of the... Continuing in that order, we then move to the next person in initiative, which is going to be... Jay, what would you like to
Wow, I've run 90 feet
do? Keep in mind, you've also got Virginia's pillar open there. If anybody would like to use that.
towards the pillar.
Towards the
Wherever
pillar,
that is.
you run
Yeah.
towards Virginia. I'm gonna say Virginia has moved over to the tree at the roots. You jump in. You are many, many feet away, and you are out of battle.
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
Is there any way I could have figured out what Core was trying to do with the hag thing? Say if he wanted a lift, if that's what it was. Before I ran.
You can-
I think it was just like a defense thing if they got too close. He definitely wants to get out of here. He yelled at Baron.
You carry Core the hag.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would do that. If everybody else
Yeah,
seems like they're able to do it, Sapphire Man will follow my lead, I feel. So that seems like a plan.
Lily, do you have a hag impression as Core? I want to see your.
He just backs into that. No, Core doesn't do that. He's not playing the role. He's like low enough to become the hag aesthetically. He's not going to be the hag.
Fair enough. Not going the full route. I understand. It's understandable.
Never. Core's like,
There's a few more NPCs. This is so many. Okay, here we go. Next in the order, these okay. These ones rolled both rolled really badly. Tiki is next. Tiki's going to fly into the portal. And is popped out onto the other side. Esmeralda is the last in the order with a natural 1 in the initiative. No, actually, Esmeralda's not even last. Tying for the nat 1, but with a slightly higher dex. Esmeralda makes it out. And the final hag, with a nat 1 with a slightly lower dex than Esmeralda of all creatures, loses sight of you, now seeing as all of you are fleeing into the distance at a rate unprecedented. She looks confused around. And yells to the others.
it's like a dinosaur.
As they seem to leave you all alone. As you guys seem to be just a bazoomin' running right out of there at an unprecedented rate.
Wait, did Baron go in the portal? Because I think he ran backwards.
Yeah.
Baron was just running slower,
I'm first
but
in the initiative anyway, and I can
Yeah,
just
run
run
to the
there.
Yeah, if Baron,
Pretty fast.
I was going to say, let's not leave Baron to
No, him and my birds.
if Baron was to dash, Baron could outrun the hags, which is, I'm guessing, what Baron probably would have opted to do. Well, actually, we can just test that, because Baron, you are first in the initiative, actually, so we can just do Baron's turn, and then if Baron doesn't want to do anything other than dash, then we can exit initiative there. Baron, what would you like to do?
Baron decides to dash.
Alright, you decide to dash, you dash away.
There was a moment, I won't lie.
where everybody was afraid, and with that,
Chucks a fireball out of nowhere.
you all exit initiative order. You have avoided a battle with some spicy boys.
Yay!
And the
Those
boys.
are really high level creatures, especially 3 of them. That's a deadly encounter.
Yeah, they would have been very inconvenient, let's say. They do damage.
Woo.
But with that, as you group together once you've run far enough away to reach everybody that transported to the other... Ooh, did we drop a little?
Yeah, we lost Lola.
Oh, coming back. Welcome back.
Hello.
Sorry, my Discord just keeps
So
freezing
good.
everything and then shutting down. I don't know why.
Hey,
Well,
it's
gonna get
Reefy.
time to rest in just a moment because we're pretty close to the end. As you all escape the battle with the wretched wretches of the Wild West, no, of the Feywild, you all regroup eventually in whatever form. Baron, you're a little bit puffed out. You've never done so much running, but all
I've
a
never
few
done
hundred
so
feet away in the northern direction, closer to your target goal, you meet up with Virginie and the Melonbirds and everybody else who took the portal once again together in the forest as you get ready to either continue your journey or look for a place to stay during the night, because now it is approaching nighttime. And there, I think, as you contemplate what you'd like to do, we will end session 31, part 2. Right here. Congrats, you didn't die.
I'm proud of us. Yay!
Yay.
Good job.
We're all fast.
Avoided some maybe deadly encounters. There were a lot of very unfortunate rolls that just seemed to match up with a lot of encounters this time around, which doesn't usually happen, but it's fun.
Yeah, didn't want to fight the hags.
Yeah, I mean,
Worth.
at
avoiding.
least you get to encounter them, so now you can kind of get kind of the idea of what's around these parts. Now, this is a little bit different to the types of enemies that you would most likely expect to encounter in these parts of the Feywild, but hey, sometimes you get a little bit of a surprise. more often than not something like a satyr or like just elks or bears or something like that. Those are the kind of enemies that you'd expect
Tigers and bears.
to find. But you know what? Everybody's throwing for a surprise every now and then. But yeah, anyway. Lots of love. Thanks, guys, for making it to this like awkward, short mini sesh to finish off the last session around. I don't know what happened with the Discord last time around, but it was good to finish it off. I wanted to ask though. Well, actually, we'll figure this out after I cut off stream. So I'll just say to everybody who watched, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back again, most likely next week, for the next Shiny Boy session, as well as Disappointment Crew. Tune in. If you want to be there or be square. And being square and being there is also an option if you'd like to be square. We don't discriminate with shapes here. Anyway, lots of love. We'll be back soon. Ciao for now.
Bye.
Wait, I'm confused. Wait, are we